Welcome to another film breakdown by JP. As always, this year, this is going to be a new segment. Anytime there's a game-winning drive in an NFL game this year, I'm going to break down the game-winning drive, the key plays that went into it. One of the first ones from this first NFL Sunday came in Week 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trailing 17 to 20 against the Atlanta Falcons, and Baker Mayfield is going to hook up with Emeka Ibuka for a touchdown. But we've got to see the plays that lead to that key play before that. So we'll start with the drive, 1st and 10. Falcons are going to be in man up top. You're going to see safeties, got the backer. They're going to motion. We're going to motion Sterling Shepard over. They're going to be in zone down low, but the safety has the backer, and then this corner has Cade Otton. Um, Buccaneers are going to run a little in concept, trying to hit Mike Evans over the middle. You're going to see the safety too late to dive to it. The linebackers shift over. Baker throws a beautiful ball right down the middle. Um, it's a beautiful start to the drive. A 1st and 10, you hit Mike Evans. It also is going to set up the touchdown later on in the drive. So key in on this play. We're motioning over Sterling Shepard, and then we're going to hit Mike Evans on this little in route. Again, man up top, zone down here on the bottom. Safety communicate with the corner. Too late to the end route. Beautiful ball from Baker. Hits Mike Evans over the middle. First down. You're already at the 50-yard line. You're a first down from field goal range. Just a great start to the drive for Baker and the Bucs. This is the second play of the drive. That first play leads to the 2-minute warning. So this is the first play out of the 2-minute warning. Falcons are going to run the exact same coverage. They're going to run man up top. So we have man to man with Mike Evans here. And then the safety is going to have the backer, Bucky Irving, who motions out to the right. You'll see um, this is just a simple completion to Bucky Irving. The Falcons really defend this really well. Um, Nothing really too complex to it. It's a little 1 yard gain. Uh, the Buccaneers are trying to run a little drive concept on the bottom, but with the pressure that got to Baker almost immediately, he's forced to dump it off to Bucky Irving. You pick up 1 yard. Great tackle there by Jesse Bates, keeping him inbounds, keeping the clock running, um, keeping the Buccaneers, having to go fast. This leads to the second play, which is essentially a 2nd and 9. The Buccaneers are going to look for some deep crossers over the middle. But you're going to see, I don't know what happens here with Baker and this poor communication. It feels like maybe there should be a chip block here, but there isn't one from Cade Otton, and he really doesn't communicate it at all. Bucky is always going to roll out to a swing route. He's not in pass pro, and so it's just a free rush essentially for the Falcons linebacker there. It seems like just a poor communication or a poor pickup. Maybe Baker just doesn't see him. And this blitz is what blows Baker up immediately. Baker's somehow able to escape it, and maybe he could hit Bucky Irving here post getting out of the sack, but he's in such like pressure there that he really has no choice. He's just trying to get rid of the ball. Throws it in K. Dotton's direction. It's an incomplete pass. Takes a shot to the back of the head. Now later in this drive, there's a roughing the passer, and maybe this could have been called roughing the passer as Baker is kind of hit in the back of the head, but they don't call that one. What they do end up calling is a tough one, a play after this one. This is now 2nd down. Uh, Again, Falcons are going to blitz. They're going to play zone up top, and they're going to play man down low. And it's kind of zone, but at the same time, if a really good zone will look like man to man. That's true across football. It's true across basketball. And this is what happens here for the Falcons is they're playing zone up top, and Sterling Shepard is going to get matched up on a linebacker and what is essentially one-on-one because the Falcons bring this big blitz. They run a scissors concept, meaning Cade Otton is going to run an out route. Sterling Shepard ends up motioning over and runs an in route. So that's a scissors concept there. A beautiful move by Sterling Shepard to get open. Baker finds the time to find him open over the middle of the field. It's a huge first down pickup. Baker's going to adjust. He calls out the mic. He knows they're bringing the blitz. This is him calling out the blitz, calling out the main rusher. And the Buccaneers do a great job at picking this up after a play where they did not pick up a blitz. blitz from essentially everybody for the Falcons. You're going to see one of the backers who looks like he's blitzing, drops into coverage, and Sterling Shepard beats him on a little in route, gets inside of him, gets a first down. They're inside field goal range now. Now you're looking to go out there and win the game potentially. So this is 1st and 10. All you're going to see here is Buccaneers are trying to catch the Falcons lacking, essentially either picking up a short game and continuing to move the football down the field or to hit Mike Evans on a deep route or a deep route for Emeka Ibuka. They're just going to run two curls off those. This is the play where you end up getting the controversial roughing the passer. Baker is going to look for Cade Otton on the curl route, not like what he sees, rolls out, and is the hit late? Yeah, is it roughing the passer in this kind of part of the game? I don't know. It's a tough call. It hurts the Falcons a ton. It allows the Buccaneers to pick up a free first down. It's such a really a tough call. It's a late hit, sure, but I mean he's trying to continue to play. He barely hits Baker. Baker is calling for the flag as soon as he's hit. So it's just a tough call. Again, Baker's looking for Cade Otton, doesn't like it, rolls out, roughing the passer, first down for the Buccaneers, and this is what ends up leading to the touchdown to Emeka Ibuka. The Buccaneers are going to run what is called a pin concept. So it's called a post and an in. That's why it's called pin. It's called a pin concept. Emeka Ibuka, as you probably have saw, was calling for this post route concept. People have speculated that because he was a wide receiver too all this time, that he knows like this kind of concept is going to work. Because earlier in the drive, as you remember, we found Mike Evans on this little in route when the Falcons were in zone. They were late on diving there for the safety. Jesse Bates is going to dive on this in route. What you do see, like pre-play, Falcons corner understands that something like this is going to occur. A pin concept is a concept that is run a ton in the red zone. It's a concept that's trying to fool the safety, either hit over the top or you hit in the middle, continue to move the chains. And you see communication very early on, like, hey, you're going to need to help me inside here. Help me inside. But for whatever reason, Jesse Bates dives on the in route, most likely because he saw this earlier in the game. It works perfectly. Baker sees it, delivers over the top. The corners beat inside. Emeka Ibuka scores a touchdown. It ends up being what wins them the game. Down low, it's nothing really complicated. It's just a out route from Bucky Irving and a corner route attempt from Cade Otton. But curl, then a pin concept for the Buccaneers, and it works to perfection. Jesse Bates dives on the in route. You see dives on Mike Evans, Emeka Ibuka open over the middle. A beautiful throw from Baker. Let's look at it from the end zone view. Collapsing pocket doesn't matter. Look at high up top. The middle safety can't get to it. So Jesse Bates can't get to this ball because he throws it right over the top of his head instead of on a line where Jesse Bates could potentially make a play. Puts a little air under it. This is a textbook perfect throw and just a beautiful concept. Look at Mike Evans celebrating for Emeka Ibuka. As soon as he gets it, he knew what was going to occur. And as Mike Evans said, Emeka Ibuka called for this. And it's just a beautiful throw from Baker, beautiful execution from the Buccaneers. Falcons get the ball back. They go down there, and just like the Falcons always do, they falcon. They miss a field goal to tie the game. And just a great week one win for the Buccaneers, who lost both of these games to the Falcons last year. Sets them up on the right foot. Emeka Ibuka already looks like he is a potential star, and we are excited to see what else he does this year for the Buccaneers. But that does it for this film breakdown by JP. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.